Hi everyone, I'm Ben, and this is the Board Game Blueprint. This week, we're taking a closer look at the fantasy genre from the standpoint of a game master or dungeon master, GM or DM, in the second episode of our latest addition to the show, Themology. So let's jump on over to the table next door and see what we have in store. I reckon, because of previous videos, that fantasy should not be a surprise for one of my favorite themes. But again, we're going to be featuring a few of the different ways that TGC products, or at least some of the items that are on TGC, can help those who may be running their own campaigns and things along with those sessions and one-shots, so on and so forth. To start things off, we'll just revisit quickly the Deck of Silly Things. This was featured in a Game Upgrades video, I believe, just like in terms of what you could do to improve an existing game. And so there are these paradoxical, not quite that last one, list of items and things, equipment that you can sort of find and give to your players. The actual name, the Deck of Silly Things, is a riff off of the Deck of Many Things, which is a canonical, legendary, super powerful deck of cards that, is very luck-based. There are things that include kind of rewriting history and maybe even killing off your character if you draw the right or wrong card. But for here, you have whimsical things like the Grenade of Many Things. Wow, that sounds really fun. All kinds of things to explode there, as well as, those Scissors of Running, a Monkey Wrench, so it looks like it's shaped like a banana of some sort, and there's lots of extra additional effect text. So the Deck of Silly Things is a very, again, whimsical and light-hearted kind of fun to add into a campaign if that is something that your players are into. But let's move on quickly, or now, to something a little bit more serious. This is going to be Axebane's Deck of Many Dungeons, and I've been looking at this for a long time. Basically, it is a dungeon generator for game masters and game dungeon masters, excuse me. Oh, I always am so scared of opening these tuck boxes, but here we go. Inside are a number of cards and a little bit of extra space even that have dungeon layouts on them. Yeah, we'll leave that one in there for surprise stuff. But here you are right here. So if you imagine, each of these cells is a 5-foot square, as is the norm, and I think a lot of TTRPGs, tabletop role-playing games. And the best part about these is that there's also these encounters that are listed with maybe amounts of gold to find, treasure, loot, and other kinds of points of interest that your players can interact with. So whether or not you actually leave these on the table for players, probably not the best idea, because then they can see what's coming. Although maybe that is part of the gameplay that you want to instill. You'll also notice that there are suits and numbers, so a regular deck of playing cards in addition to all this extra narrative storytelling elements. Or these narrative storytelling elements, which I think are just really great. I'm about to start my own or a new campaign with some friends. It's going to be their first one. I just love getting people into it, and I think this is going to come in super handy, just randomly drawing a few of these, putting them together, and then drawing them out on a piece of paper or a whiteboard maybe, if I'm getting really crazy. And I'm just loving all these different things. Normally you have to plan out these encounters as the dungeon master or game master, and now thanks to Axebane, you don't really have to. There we go, which is just fantastic for time-saving purposes and such. So I know that this is actually, shouldn't be actually, but is a very popular seller on TGC, and for good reason, as I'm just kind of riffling through all these cards and looking at, not only the artwork, which is fantastic, but again, all these different traps and monsters to fight, so on and so forth, which is just really cool for anyone to explore. But we'll move on. We saw items with the Deck of Silly Things. We've seen the dungeons themselves with Axebane's Deck of Many Dungeons. But now what we're going to do is finish off with monsters. Yes, Mage Armoire Armoires, I think. Deck of Monsters. Monster stands for the world's greatest role-playing game, which is yours. Volume 1. So there are multiple sequels to this as well, I believe. This is just the base set here. But as you can see, there are 40 unique and powerful monsters to use, and they're all listed right here. So let's just go ahead and quickly open this up and take a quick peek at what some of these monsters can dish out here. Okay, so here we go. Yes. Okay. And here we are. Oh, it's packed densely. I feel like there's too many cards in here for this box, which is awesome. So much value in this product. Thank you, Mage Armoire. I hope I'm pronouncing your brand correctly. Oh, I just had a few. Okay, wow, check that out. This is the Metacarpus. Awesome. It's like a golem or elemental hand. I'm gonna just try to take out a few more of these to give you some sneak peeks. Oh no! Well, there's one, and okay, now we can just pour the rest out. Awesome! Wow, this is so cool. A lot of times you might hear the term homebrew, which is where you take a standard monster and maybe throw a few extra abilities or stats on it to make them even tougher. And I believe that's a little bit about what the Deck of Monsters has done here. So we have like some really just immersive artwork, which is fantastic. The Astral Naga. Naga is oftentimes a snake, and the astral part comes with the shining spikes and the coloration of it. We have the Cadaver Cluster. Oh, I don't really want to know about that one. And we have a Draga, which I think is like a Viking. So what about the Draga here? It comes with a lot of the different stats that you would expect in a role-playing game. There we go. You have your armor class, your hit points, your speed value, your stat modifiers, saving throws, so on and so forth. So all of these have already been thought out for you, and all you need to do is just order the pack. So I'm really excited about that, and just kind of going through what all of these different monsters have to offer. 40 different types again, and all for different types of environments and things. So the Greedling would be in a dungeon, probably hanging out with some coinage. Let's see what else. Oh, the Mirror Light Escort, that's pretty fancy. We have a Quilkin. Oh, that's cool. Maybe I can borrow it and make it a playable character, maybe. Yeah, homebrew some of that stuff. So that's really fun. A Werewolf Wild Claw. That sounds like a very special kind of werewolf. Let's just quickly take a peek. So that's even landscape is how special that is. Lots of different abilities or features, and then the actions, what they will do. Fantastic, all thought out so well. Oh, perfect. Yep, and if you want to know more, you can definitely visit the Mage Armoire. So I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is just all really cool stuff. I'm pretty pumped to throw these out, into the campaign, slip them in wherever they fit, or maybe not. Yeah, sometimes that's part of the fun too. Just recently, the Mage Armoire is based off of a Mimic, which is a very popular D&D monster, and in the campaign that I'm playing in, we just ran into one, which is crazy. In fact, my character kind of just got engulfed by one, swallowed up, which is really fun. But yeah, these all are different size decks, might be worth mentioning. So this, I believe, with the Deck of Monsters, it's Tarot. We have the Deck of Many Dungeons, which is either Bridge or Poker. And we also have the Deck of Many Silly Things, essentially, in the Jumbo size. But I also thought I'd close out the video by highlighting the different boxes as well, the different finishes on these boxes. So again, the Deck of Silly Things is the small pro box, and as you can see, it has the linen finish, or I hope you can see it, there you go, and as well as a gloss, a UV gloss, I'm pretty sure. And then the Deck of Many Dungeons does not have the linen finish. You'll see that it's pretty flat and smooth, but it does have the UV, I believe, because it's a little bit shinier. And then we have, well, the Deck of Monsters, which is less shiny. It does not have the UV gloss, but it does have the linen. And of all of these combinations, I think I actually personally, myself, like this finish the most with just the linen without the UV coating, which again makes it more susceptible to smudging and such. But yeah, you can really tell the texture of the linen when it doesn't have the UV coating. I feel like, yeah, more so than as we see here. But that's just that 3 different cool packages to consider ordering for yourself and your many campaigns, maybe even as a gift for your favorite dungeon master. Doesn't have to be me, but you know, I'm always available. There's, again, volume 2 at some point, and I think there's another one of these deck of many dungeons for swamps or something like that, which is really great and cool. But there we have it. Yeah, for your gameplay or game planning purposes, some awesome products to look at for TGC, things that you want to spice your players' lives with equipment and items, the dungeon spaces that they'll be delving and exploring themselves, as well as then finally the monsters that they will be encountering and probably slaying. I know you all appreciate the insight of a game design standpoint, but also maybe you can respect even further some of the different details and creativity that goes into hosting a live game session as well. A lot of impromptu things that go along with it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and click that bell icon so you can stay notified when the next video goes up. As always, I'm Ben. This has been another episode of the Board Game Blueprint, and together, let's build something great.